Strap in because the virtual reality scene is on fire. From Meta's radical new VR prototypes to an unexpected entry in the VR hardware arena and to exciting news about Quest 3, I've got all the juicy details lined up for you. But before we delve into the latest and the greatest, let's take a dive into the freshest update that dropped for all you Quest users out there, version 56. First off, the Quest Pro finally got a system-wide local dimming upgrade. No longer limited to specific games, now you can enjoy those enhanced contrasts and pitch dark blacks everywhere in any VR experience, unless the developers decide to be party poopers and opt out. Finally, we get to experience those intense blacks that make everything pop. About time! Next up, prepare to be wowed by better hand tracking on Quest 2. The hand tracking 2.2 update is all about bringing you closer to real deal, because using controllers is so yesterday. Meta claims that we should experience up to 40% lower latency during typical usage and an incredible 75% reduction during fast movements. Imagine your virtual hands dancing in perfect sync with your real ones. A huge leap forward in immersion for sure. If you have noticed these improvements in hand tracking, drop me a comment below and let me know. And Meta is also championing accessibility with a couple of noteworthy additions. We now have live captions in VR during online conversations, which is a massive thing for folks with hearing impairments. Also, custom button remapping is now a thing, giving you the freedom to tailor your VR controls as you see fit. It is surprising that this feature wasn't available earlier, but the fact that it is here now is definitely worth a cheer. Lastly, for those who love to share your VR adventures on Facebook, you can now live stream there directly from your Quest 2 headset. Although between you and me, I am hoping for a direct route to YouTube instead. As always, these improvements are rolling out gradually, so keep an eye on your headset for the new features. Now, before we jump into some exciting VR hardware news, here is a message from our partners.
Hey there, it's Ryan Reynolds, owner of Mint Mobile.
I've been a happy Mint Mobile customer for over 5 years now, as you can see from my renewal email back from 2018, and I've been recommending it to all my friends ever since. I personally switched to Mint Mobile not just because Ryan Reynolds, their CEO, sends me Christmas cards, but because they offer premium wireless for as low as $15 per month, which is one of the lowest price compared to all other mobile operators. They keep costs low because they sell you the service directly online. Without retail stores, no salespeople, you gain access to the same network but for much cheaper. But the best part is that as a special limited time offer, you can get any plan, including their unlimited plan, which is normally only $30 per month, for just $15 per month, and you will get 3 whole months of service for that price. And all you need to do is follow my link in the description below or scan the QR code that you can see right now on the screen to get started. By doing this, you will not only support my channel, thank you, but you will also get the best network service without overpaying. You're welcome. And now back to VR. Kicking things off, Meta has been making waves with 2 new VR headset prototypes, the Butterscotch Varifocal and the Flomira Lightfield Pass-Through. The so-called Butterscotch Varifocal prototype provides resolution for up to 56 pixels per degree, surpassing the previous record held by Pimax Crystal, which is 35 and 42 ppd. But also, let's talk more about this term varifocal. What does it mean? Varifocal or multifocal displays in VR headsets can dynamically adjust the focal distance from images on the display to our eyes to emulate how our eyes work naturally. The built-in motors control the display's focal distance to match the human eye, and by doing so, this technology addresses one of the most fundamental issues of all VR headsets, which is eye convergence in VR. By providing different planes, varifocal headsets can offer more realistic and comfortable viewing experience, reducing eye strain and increasing visual immersion. If true, this is going to be an enormous step in VR. However, its impressive display is achieved at the cost of a significantly reduced field of view of just 50 degrees. This might raise questions about its practicality, because this just looks like a demo rather than an actual functional headset. It's really just a stepping stone on their way to developing a truly unique VR headset in the coming years. And by the way, if you find this video enjoyable and informative, please support Disco VR by giving it a like and clicking on that subscribe button. It really helps the channel more than you know. Shifting gears to the Flomira Lightfield Pass-Through prototype, this headset is all about seeing the real world in VR, but without those funky distortions that are typical for Quest Quest 2, and even Quest Pro. Flomira supposedly captures the world just as you see it, making everything look extremely natural by leveraging light field capture technology. They designed their brand new cameras from scratch, changing the core architecture of how the light is captured and supposedly enabling never-before-seen pass-through quality. But let's be real, we've heard bold claims like this before. Headsets like Quest Pro and HTC Vive Elite have all made somewhat similar claims, and I've always found that overhyping of the pass-through is just quite annoying. Apple Vision Pro also brags about incredibly high pass-through quality, and unlike Flomira, Vision Pro is not a prototype but a ready-made product. Still, in comparison to existing headsets with pass-through capabilities, Flomira seems to introduce really novel concepts. Yet without practical implementation, it's really hard to assess how it will fare in the real world. But the fact that we see Meta actively working on developing such radical VR technology is super promising. VR might not be dead after all. Both of these prototypes will be at SIGGRAPH 2023, where users will be able to try these prototypes, and so we're going to be looking forward to seeing what the results are going to be. While some headsets are being born, others are sadly born to die. Reports suggest that Meta has halted the ordering of components for the Quest Pro from suppliers, and after all the units have been sold, they will not continue manufacturing this headset anymore. I must say that this news kind of bummed me out. It has been less than a year since Quest Pro was announced, with loud fanfares and flair, and I was even invited to a private hands-on demo of this headset last September and made quite a few videos talking about Quest Pro's eye tracking, face tracking, full color pass-through, and other features, but some things are just probably not meant to be. And the price cut of this headset from $1,500 to $1,000 only a few months after the initial launch was already a sign that something was not right. But don't give up on VR just yet, as Bosworth stated that this is not the end of the Pro line, and it shouldn't be. I'm sure that Meta learned a lot from their first headset in this new line and are ready to make necessary changes to the next one. That being said, there is still a very high probability that Quest Pro 2 is in the works. Now, turning our attention to the unexpected, the developers of Immersed, known for their VR productivity app, have revealed their own VR headset, and it features 4K OLED micro displays. It's designed with the productivity in focus. This headset is a result of collaboration with Qualcomm, Intel, and an undisclosed VR tech giant that will be revealed later next year. Very interesting. It's designed to be comfortable to wear all day, and supposedly it will weigh less than a typical smartphone. It will support Windows, Mac, and Linux, and similar to Big Screen Beyond, it will be custom built to match each buyer's interpupillary distance. I personally quite like this trend of custom built headsets to enhance the user comfort, because comfort is the major gatekeeper preventing VR from becoming mainstream, and it seems like a custom fit is a way to go. Still, unlike the Big Screen Beyond, Visor features an onboard chipset and battery for wireless mode, and has integrated inside-out tracking from Qualcomm, so no more cables or tracking base stations. But sadly for us gamers, it's going to be specifically tailored for productivity software of Immersed and not intended for gaming or social platforms, and it's making it similar to the intended use of Quest Pro and even Apple Vision Pro. But of course, the price should be lower than $3,500 price tag of Apple Vision Pro. However, the exact price is still unknown. The release is scheduled for 2024, with pre-order invitations to be sent later this year. So far, my main concern, of course, it might be really hard to convince some people to buy this headset just for productivity alone, and the sad reality of Quest Pro should be a lesson for Immersed that productivity focus is a risky business, especially if the users are locked in their own software, and with the specs that they offer, I doubt that this headset will be cheap. Nonetheless, I'm still looking forward to seeing how this headset shapes up and hoping for a competitive price point to make it a compelling choice in the VR market. And for the grand finale, the Quest 3 news. The upcoming Meta Quest 3 and its new ringless Touch Plus controllers got the green light from the FCC, which means that they're almost ready to hit stores in the US. To recap, Meta Quest 3 will be out in the fall so soon, and you'll get all the exciting details on September 27th at the Meta Connect 2023. Quest 3 will cost $499, and it's got more power, better graphics, and it's slimmer than Quest 2. Plus, the controllers don't have the rings and come with better vibrations for a more immersive experience. Quest 3 will also feature better streaming for PC VR if you've got the right router. And if you want to learn more about Quest 3 and all the awesome upcoming games announced during Quest Gaming Showcase 2023, definitely watch this video or this one if it's Apple Vision Pro that you want to learn more about. Both are super informative, and hey, with so many headsets coming up, you gotta stay on top of the game. See you next time!